I'm just plain irritated. So there the dually sits at this shop, still not fixed. So let's talk about the dually, since everybody's been asking, and it's been raining all night and supposed to rain all day, and there's really nothing else I can do today. I went and mowed all my commercials yesterday on Sunday to get Billy and I ahead. No big deal. It's supposed to be in the 70s and sunny all the rest of the week, so not worried about that. But let's talk about the dually, since so many people have been asking. I had an issue where it was spitting and sputtering. Anytime you step on the gas while going down the road, it would just like bog right down. It wouldn't go. So I changed the fuel filter out, and I made a video on that. And then it ran perfectly fine. It ran great for about 2 weeks. Then Billy and I were in our first week of mowing. We mowed the whole first day with it. And then the second day we started off mowing, and it just started backfiring like crazy, puffing white smoke, kept trying to die, just wouldn't go. It was just dying right out. No power, no nothing, backfiring, like I said, like crazy. So everything that Ryan and I did to it, we did plugs, wires, cap, rotor, ignition module, EGR valve, throttle position sensor, air idle control valve, ignition coil. Still didn't fix it. We got it to where it wasn't backfiring anymore, and it would sit there and it'd run perfectly fine. You stomp on the gas and it would rev right up. Everything was great. Every time you put it down into gear, it would bog right down and shut right off. If you double foot it, you could keep it going. Then, so we double footed it, we drove it down the road, and what we did first before we did that, we drained the tank. Ryan siphoned over 25 gallons of fuel out of it. We put in 5 gallons of good gas that he had there in a can, and then we drove it down the road, double footed at every stop sign because it kept wanting to die. And then it got to the gas station, filled it up with high octane, poured in 2 bottles of K100. That gets rid of any water or moisture in your system, if anybody doesn't know. And then we drove it for probably a good half hour, and it ran great. It's just that every time you step on the gas, like really mash on the gas, it would go, but it just seemed like it had a serious lack of power. So I read everywhere that you have to, for a lot of them parts I replace, you have to do a relearning procedure for the computer, and that relearning procedure is driving at 40 miles an hour for 5 minutes. So I did that twice, still didn't help it. Disconnected the battery, said for 45 minutes before you do that. I disconnected the battery for like 3 hours and did it, and it still didn't help. So I ran out of ideas. I didn't have any more time to mess with it. I was out of ideas. I brought it up to a friend of mine's shop. He's had it for the last 2 weeks. He found that the throttle body gasket was sucking in air on both sides, so we replaced the throttle body gasket. It was bringing up check engine light. His dealer level scanner couldn't read the codes. It wouldn't communicate with the computer, and kept saying there was a computer issue, so we changed out the computer, put a new computer in it. That didn't help it. Now it's still running really good. It's just nice and smooth. You stomp on it, it runs really good, but every time you put it in gear, shuts right off, bogs down, shuts off. The idle won't stay up. So I have one other friend that has a shop, and he has even more diagnostic equipment, and he's like a genius with these older trucks, I guess. Ryan has used them for a lot of stuff. So my plan was to come and get the truck from this shop today and take it there. Well, I come here to get it, and it's completely dead. Won't even turn over. So I put my jump box on it, and it just cranks and cranks and cranks and cranks, and it will not start no matter what. So I thought maybe the fuel pump relay was bad, because we also changed the fuel pump, the sending unit, the whole mechanism. That's all been changed too. So so I thought maybe the fuel pump relay took a crap. So I went and got a new one, put it in, put the jump box back on it, crank, 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 will not start. Just turns over, won't even start. So I called another buddy of mine and that owns a tow company, and he's gonna come pick it up from this shop and take it to the other shop, where the other guy thinks that he could probably figure it out, but it's not till the end of the week when he can get to it. Which really sucks, because over the last 3 weeks I've turned away a little over $5,000 in work that I need this truck for, hauling stone, hauling topsoil. I've done a bunch of mulch jobs with the open trailer, but hauling stone and topsoil, it's a different world. And putting it on an open trailer is just a nightmare. It's twice the work, and don't have the time to do it because we've taken on so much mowing and we're still taking on more. So I need something that's efficient, like having a dump truck. So this is my last hope. It's going to this shop, and I told my wife, if this doesn't fix it, I'm probably just going to go buy a dump insert, put it in this truck, even though this only has a 6-foot bed, so it's significantly smaller. When I priced out dump inserts last year, because I was going to go that route when I was going to sell this truck, they were about $2,500 to $2,600 installed, and I just checked them out last night. Now they're like $3,700 installed for the same one. The prices went through the roof. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to go buy another dump because I really need a dump, but my plan is to go to a mow truck by next year, an enclosed Isuzu or GMC flat nose truck. That's my plan, and I'm still on board for that. So and then I'll sell my enclosed trailer, keep the open trailer, and if anything ever breaks down with the mow truck, I can haul the open trailer with this truck, and that way I can still get my mowing done until that one's fixed, whatever the case may be. But that's the problem. That's where I'm at with the dually. That's everything that's been done to it as far as I can remember. There's probably more. Literally, the list is just endless of stuff we've replaced on it, trying to figure it out. And you guys know from watching all my videos, Ryan and I, we can figure out almost anything, and we are stumped. And my buddy's shop here, who is really good with this stuff, he can usually figure all this out. He even brought in 2 other mechanics that he knows, and they couldn't figure it out. So I got one last hope, and that's this other shop. So my buddy with his tow company is on his way here now to pick it up. It's going to go to that other shop, and he said, that guy said by the end of the week, hopefully he can get to it. So hopefully he can figure it out. I just don't know what else to do. There she goes. There she goes. Hopefully there's resolution in sight and it doesn't cost me a small fortune. So you guys want to see something that's really screwed up? Because if it isn't one thing, it's always another. So I got done mowing all them commercials yesterday and decided I was going to come home and finally mow my yard because it was bad. So I cut it down really short, and I threw the grass catcher on and I was bagging it, and I got almost all the way done bagging it. And the Toro started smoking. I seen smoke rising up all over, and I looked down, and that pulley right there, the bearings were gone out of the middle. The whole pulley was going sideways like that, trying to burn up that belt. I shut it down in time, didn't do any damage to the belt. Here's the pulley. Literally burnt all the bearings right out of it. Isn't that nice? So I ordered a new one online for like 15 bucks, and it'll be here Tuesday. But in the meantime, I called my local dealer because that pulley right there cross references with Ferris, Skag, Toro, X-Mark, Cub Cadet, and I think John Deere. It's the same for all of them. So he had one. He was closed, but his tech lives right next door to the shop. So he sent him in there, and he got it, met me outside, and gave me the pulley. I got to stop there during the week to pay him for it. So now the new pulley's on there, and this thing is fixed. But like I said, if it isn't one thing, it's always another. So anyway, no mowing footage for anybody today. Sorry about that, guys. But we'll be back tomorrow with our daily vlog as Billy and I get caught up on our lawns, and I will keep you guys updated on the dually. I don't know where else to go. One other thing that he had done to it was made sure the timing was right, like it wasn't, because Ryan and I were thinking that maybe the timing chain was due to be changed and it was jumping time, but we checked that and the timing is perfect. It's not even off 1 degree, so everything's where it needs to be. So I don't know, out of suggestions, out of ideas, out of everything. So who knows where we'll go from here, what it'll end up costing me. But anyway, hit that subscribity-bobbity button. Leave a comment if you want. You don't have to, but if you want to, go ahead. And we will see you guys in the next one. Say a prayer for me.